You're like, what? Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Double D Vintage Baseball Cards. My name is Dylan, and tonight is a extra special episode. I have my friend Ken from Ken's Cardboard visiting me all the way from Colorado. Super stoked to have him here. It's been really exciting. Like, first time I've ever met a fellow YouTuber in my life. I mean, I've only been doing this for almost about a year, 9 months or so. This is like really started to, this is like a reality. This is real. I have a friend from the internet, and now he's over here in my card room, which was always just a private thing for me and my wife, and now I can share it with fellow friends and collectors. So what I thought we would do is after, I'll give Ken a chance to introduce himself, of course, and let him get some words in tonight, I promise. What we're going to do tonight is give some love back to the community. And me and Ken, we were kind of hashing out, what are we going to talk about? And I just said, hey, why don't I called him up earlier today, maybe 4 hours ago, I gave him a 4-hour warning. First, we're going to wing it all. And then I'm like, hey, what do you think about talking about some of the YouTube channels that have inspired us, some maybe friends we've met on YouTube, channels that we just can't go without watching, and things that just, because this is Thanksgiving just passed, Christmas is coming up, New Year's, and it's like a year for me being on YouTube. I'm not sure how long Ken has been on here, but yeah, that's where we're gonna go with that tonight. So Ken, why don't you introduce yourself, tell us what you collect, tell everybody out there, pretend like no one knows you. Okay? Sure, yeah. Tell us about yourself and anywhere you want to go with that.
Hey, what's up, card collectors? It's Ken with Ken's Cardboard coming to you from Double D's Vintage Card Room. It's awesome. It's so cool to be out here in Hawaii, just hanging out, just enjoying it, and just he's my neighbor this week, so like I'm actually staying at a place just up the road, so it's crazy.
That's so crazy.
It's awesome to be here. Yeah, it's just this time of year. It's just always exciting to hang out and just talk with friends about and what share things like during the holidays. That's what's best. Hang out with your friends and family, and I love this hobby because people who care about others in this hobby, they just share and give, and it's a very great time. I've already received several gifts this year from people that wasn't even expecting. Like, it's crazy. So this hobby and what it's all out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's blown my mind. So how many years have you been doing YouTube?
I started doing YouTube in 2019, so I'm coming up on 4 years here in like February or so.
4 years. That's crazy. 2019 seems like it was yesterday, but yeah, that's really crazy.
Right, yeah, so 2023 is right around the corner.
Holy smokes.
I met that year 2020, they just kind of went by like that.
And you were right in it before COVID, right? Like, yeah. You started this thing before COVID, and then it was like right after COVID hit.
Yeah,
is that how it was?
Then it got crazy. Like everybody just came booming. And, when I first started YouTube, I didn't know anybody. I just thought I would want to share my collection. I wasn't sure I was going to get any, how much feedback I was get and whatever. I was just expecting to just share my collection and see how it went. And I joined some people who were doing live streams, and I would just chat with people in the live streams.
Yeah.
So I got to know some people that way when I first started. People who were breaking boxes, or people would buy boxes, and then they would open packs for them and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. And
that's kind of how you initially
how I met some people. Yeah.
That's how you got into it. Like, started watching guys open. So you weren't on there like on the show and tell shows yet, like mine or like a lot of guys or like yours. It was more like watch this guy open packs and stuff.
Yeah, I was mostly watching people open packs. I mean, occasionally I would come across people like Mike Baseball Card Collector.
Yeah.
And he would open stuff. I mean, he would show stuff he got. So I was more attracted to those type of channels than the card breaking ones. The card ones, the live ones where you can chat with people like online, like you put something, comment, and they give you feedback right away.
Yeah,
like,
really fun.
It's like, hey, how's it going? Like, how's it in Colorado today?
Yes.
Like it's pretty cool. So this is like even better because we're in person and we can talk about things. It's
absolutely.
Like versus just over online.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not. It's like not fake. It's real.
Yeah, I know. It's insane. It's crazy.
It blow your mind.
We had Ken and his wife Amy over here with my wife. Her name's Lauren, and we were in this card room, and we were up till 10 o'clock at night. Like, I was drinking. We were all having a few drinks, and actually, Ken doesn't know this, but I had 2 cocktails, my normal standard rate, vodka, soda waters. But then I had this drink was sitting here that my wife brought over, and I thought it was a mango vodka. It was a mango vodka, but it was a Moscow Mule mix, and I do not drink Moscow Mules. I can't. Whatever's in those mule drinks, I was throwing up all the next morning for 3 hours.
Were you really?
Yeah, I was
Oh
sick
my gosh.
all night. It was like one of
Okay.
those where you pray to God, like, I'm never going to drink again. But I knew what it was because I've drinking Moscow Mules 3 times in my life in the last like 4 years. And every single time I've been sick. I did not mean to. I thought it was just a vodka mango.
Oh, dang.
So I was like, you have no idea how to tell you the story because it was yesterday that we didn't see each other. And so I just thought it was classic. I was just like, it was one of those nights that, you wake up like you're 26 again and you're like, and I barely had anything to drink. I had 2 drinks and then that stinking thing, and I was like, it was
Whatever's in
Don's
that.
Yep. So I
It's
know.
not mangoes though, right? You like
Yeah,
mangoes?
it's
so.
not mangoes. That's why I was still. I was like, oh, okay, I'm thirsty. I was done with my drinks, right? And then I saw that one on the table. So,
Oh.
yeah, it's really good to have you here. It's surreal for me, and so yeah, what we'll do is, I think I have a question for you
All right.
because I'm going to go to the national this year, and I'm going to geek out on some people. I'm really excited to meet a lot of these people in this community that I've met, or that I have not met, that I've met online. And there's a couple that I just, as far as like famous people like in this card world for like us, I want to meet this guy, Dr. James Beckett. I listen to every one of his podcasts. I can't wait to shake his hand and get this card signed.
That'd be on my list too. Even though I went to national in 2021, I did not meet Dr. Beckett at that point. And he wasn't really into the YouTube community at that point. He was doing his podcast, but he wasn't like into the YouTube. But now he's kind of like into that, and he knows a lot of the YouTubers.
I've never watched one of his YouTube things because I just done his podcast. But I thought when I asked you, so the question I had that I have for Ken is, who was that person for you when you went to the first national since doing YouTube? Was there a person that you were just like, man, I can't wait to meet them because they're like royalty, or they just something that got you excited, whatever that is, and explain yourself. I thought you were going to pick Mr. Beckett because everybody, I would just, it's like, oh, he's like the god of the card world.
For the card world, yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't him. It was just another YouTuber that I watched a lot. His name is Bill. Bill. His channel is called Bill the Hall of Fame Collector, and he collects Hall of Fame autographs of pretty much every person in baseball Hall of Fame and basketball Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And so he has autographs.
TTMs?
No, some of them are TTMs, but most of them are like on
Slab.
card autographs, or he already has like cut autographs that are
Okay.
like BSA DNA stuff. He has
Okay.
stuff all the way back from like 1910s. Like
Wow.
he's got amazing autograph collection. He also collects 90s cards, and he doesn't collect anything past like 2000, 2001ish.
Yeah.
Because he just loves that era of all the inserts and the super refractors that came out. And he collects Greg Maddux cards and Manny Ramirez. Not Manny Ramirez. Yeah. No. Yeah.
So
Manny
what attracted you to
Ramirez.
Bill?
I think the 90s cards is what I really like, the shiny cards, and that was before I got into more vintage stuff. So which I'm focused on now, but I was collecting Todd Helton cards, so.
Yep.
I was collecting the same era that he was, and he would show these cards that were amazing, like that you're like, these are like one of 10s from back in those days, and it's like, oh my gosh, these are like so rare.
Yeah.
And he has a hard time finding them for Greg Maddux, but then I'd see one, I was like, oh my god. And the first thing I'd be doing, like, as soon as I watch this video, I'd be like looking those cards up, like, does Todd Helton have one of those cards? Like that would be that first thing. It was crazy. So I met him, and we were like, messaging each other on Instagram. We connected and stuff. So.
Oh, that's cool. So did you have his phone number prior, and you been texting him and stuff?
Yeah, I was.
So
yeah,
you were close.
We were connected.
Friends before that.
Yeah.
Really? Did you guys embrace each other, give each other big bro hugs, and like?
I think
I
we
love
did.
you, man.
No, it wasn't like that. But yeah, it was just cool to meet each other. And I don't know if I gave any bro hugs. I don't feel like
we gave each other a bro hug when Ken showed up.
Yeah.
Right in the driveway.
I feel like we were like
I was like a
friends for
handshake.
a
I think you pulled in and we went in. Yeah, it was sick.
Good.
It was sick. That was really cool. So Bill, we'll everyone we talk about tonight, I'll put in the description and have a link, so anyone listening, you can go on there and look in the description, and I'll make sure it's on there, because I've seen his. I've never seen his channel, never seen his show, but I've seen his thing. I don't know if I saw it on another comment or maybe you watched mine. I'm not sure.
Right.
But now it's someone I can check
Yeah,
out.
check it out. Yeah, he doesn't collect vintage cards like you do, but he's got the like I said, the '90s stuff, and he also has the autographs.
I'm getting into those '90s like weird autos. I have a whole 2 graded '90s cards that aren't like Leaf from my childhood, but like the autos and the refractors. So I'm understanding how that is. So that was your man.
Yeah, he inspired me like just to into that collecting, because I didn't know where to go with my collection. Like, what do I do? I don't know where my collection is going to go. And so my collection habits have changed over the years. Like, first I was collecting sets like in the early '80s, and then I took a break, and then I started collecting Ed McCaffrey football cards, and then I took a break again. And like, where do I go with my collection? Like, I don't want to have like thousands of cards anymore.
Yeah.
I need to focus. Then I'll focus on a player.
Yeah.
Then I'll focus on a player. So I said I'll start collecting. Like, another channel that really spoke to me is Tops 85 401.
Oh yeah, Nate.
Nate
was the first guy who ever.
He's a secret collector for
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds. So like, you see his '90s collection of cards, like, oh, they're so sick.
Yeah, he's like an expert in the '90s area too. So,
So those 2 channels were like, ooh, it really inspired me.
Yeah.
So I go that way in my collection.
That's awesome. So is that? I know you have vintage stuff in your collection, but you do have a lot of. So did you go after some of the '90s stuff, the super rare stuff?
Yeah, I started looking at some of the super rare stuff. Yeah, so I do have some of it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't show it all the time because I've already shown it on some of my videos, but then you got to go back and like redo it. But right now, my collection is mostly focused on the vintage side of it, because like I feel like I have enough of the '90s stuff that some of it's so hard to get that like I'm not gonna spend that much money.
It's like at some point you're like,
it's like
that's a Jackie Robinson rookie card or a 1990s parallel card.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
very obvious where you want to go.
So now my collection is changing from the '90s cards to the vintage Dodgers, is where I'm collecting now.
Vintage Dodgers. That's awesome. That's right up my alley as well. That's really cool. So, since I'm going to be going to the National this year, and I know I've talked to you, you're going to the National this year, and that question related to that, were there any like surprise people that you didn't think you would connect with watching their YouTube channel and you really connected with? Or maybe the opposite, maybe you don't say the opposite, but maybe guys that just you started watching their channels nonstop because you met them at the National?
I would say I watched them nonstop, but I really connected with actually Scott Ranger Studios.
Nice.
We hung out for at least half a day walking around the show, and we were in line, waiting in line to get into the show together. Yeah. That one, I think it was the second. Maybe it was Friday or Saturday. But him and Eric Four Leaf Cards. I don't know if you know him, but
I know of him. Yeah. I watch random episodes of his because he collects all kinds of cool stuff. He seems like the nicest guy in the world. Yeah,
we were hanging out together and just walking around, checking out one side of the showroom. I think we kind of split up at lunchtime, but yeah, it was fun just hanging out with them. They were looking for autographs. I was looking for some autographs in the autograph pavilion. It was just fun. There's a bunch of people that you're like there, and you weren't know they're there, or you're there, and you like bump into someone like, hey, I know you. Like,
yeah.
It's crazy.
Because you know them just from YouTube. Like that's how you know them.
Yeah. Another channel that I watch. He hasn't been making videos that much lately, but his name is Hoss of Cards.
I'm not aware of House of Cards.
Yeah, Hoss of Cards.
Hoss of Cards.
His last name is Hostetler.
Like Hasselhoff?
Yeah, like Hasselhoff.
Okay.
Or like,
all right.
Like Hostetler. Tim Hostetler was a football player, but yeah.
I don't know.
But anyways, he used to break vintage boxes of like from the 90s. Like,
sick.
I was interested in the 90s and watching
like the pro. I don't know football, but I can envision a few sets.
But he does baseball and basketball and football some occasions, mostly basketball and baseball. But I met him at the show. I did give him a bro hug.
See, I knew you gave him a bro hug. Hey, we'll do a bro slam for that one.
Him and I are bros. He's from he lives in the Sacramento area, and I'm from that area too. So we kind of know each other from that area. So so I met him there, and him and his buddies, a couple other guys there. It was cool. We hung out and had lunch one day.
So at the National, we'll keep it on that for a minute because I'm really excited about it. do you do night events there, and do you like what's your when you go there? Are you simply like I'm most excited? Let's put it this way: I'm most excited about meeting the people. That's all I want to do. Like if I went there and didn't buy any cards. Like I want to see these cards. Don't get me wrong. Where Pepino Man, he wants to see every card. He's like, forget the people. You know, Pepino Man, the greatest guy in the world. He doesn't truly believe that, but he said that one time, and I go, oh yeah, he does. He loves cards more than anyone I've ever known.
It is amazing.
You know, insane. It's absolutely infectious. You know, like when you watch a show. So I want to go because I want to hang out until 2 a.m. and have drinks with these guys, like Picker Jim. I want to have some cocktails with John Mangini. I want to have cocktails with Lou Rock. I want to have cocktails with George, Diamond Yard Sports Cards, Mike, Rick, all these guys. Like I say those guys probably because when they were there, they had the videos going, and I happened to follow them in the beginning, and and they had like Lou Rock did the sickest videos. I felt like I was in the room with them. Like that's what I'm looking forward to. Like the cards are going to be completely second nature because I've done cards my whole life. Like I haven't seen them all. I've seen the standard stuff. I haven't seen nearly because I haven't been to that many card shows in my life except when I was younger. You know, or I guess, but regardless, that's more what I'm looking for is the connection and hanging out and talking about cards like with you, and just like being with other people that have this same crazy passion that you thought was like I'm a freak, I'm a crazy person. Well, there's a whole bunch of freaks out there just like us that are awesome.
Geeky baseball cards.
Totally, like
right?
It's insane.
Yeah, there's actually people that don't like me. We're actually not weird.
Yeah, and we can like meet for the first time, and we're like even when you know someone forever, there's times where there's silence. And there's like, okay, well, this is as much as we can talk about. Well, we could just be like 1986 tops, 1995 upper deck, and we'll just like, oh yeah, or just like go down some rabbit hole. So, with that in mind, when you were going to the national this year, what is your goal? Like, what is the most fun for you at the national?
I want to meet more people and hang out with them. I think it's more like a convention of getting people together and connecting. It's an opportunity to do that. I mean, obviously there's a card show there that's really amazing, but I feel like I'll pick up a few things here and there, like I may go through some boxes of like some the old Dodgers cards and see if someone just pick through those. Like I need to get this one for this set or that.
Vintage Dodgers, or you get
vintage
1960 tops?
Yeah, like 1960 tops. Yeah, for example.
Are you going after just 1960 or?
Well, if I complete that one, I might go after something else. So, I could pick up a Jackie Robinson card there, but we'll see what it is. I'm gonna keep it open.
But it's more about
the people,
the hangout. It's more about the people.
Yeah, I mean, I remember in 2021 when I went in Chicago, there was multiple events at at hotels that we would hang out for a couple several hours and just have some drinks and just
that sounds so fun.
Talk cards, talk life, whatever.
I mean, is that what you do? Like I just like envision sitting around and having whoever drinks can drink, whoever doesn't drink can not drink, and it's all good because there's always something to talk about.
Yeah.
Like these late night hangouts, I'm gonna have a problem going to bed at night.
You might.
Like Christmas morning for 5 days in a row, and like the best night of your entire life 5 days in a row. That's literally what maybe I'm building up way too much, but that's how I feel. That's what I want to experience, and that's what I feel like I will experience. Even like if it's half that, it's still gonna be like waiting for Disneyland the next day.
It's kind of like a reunion, like if you had like old high school friends or whatever that you like to hang out with or whatever. It's kind of like your bros, hanging out.
Wow,
that's what it's like.
Instantly, huh?
Oh yeah, it's not like going to see your family. You're like, oh, I don't like some of those family members or whatever.
Yeah. Like, oh, what are they gonna say?
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
No, these are all everybody's like you can collect whatever you want. Nobody does whatever. So everybody's chill with everybody, and it's just fun. That's what I'm looking forward to, is just hanging out with the people.
Cool. Well, that's good. I mean, I'm glad you answered that in that way because I feel the same way. That's so funny.
Yeah, that's the main reason we'll go. I mean, I could go to any card show or buy something off of eBay.
Yeah, exactly. You could buy something off of eBay
and probably get it cheaper. So I mean, there are things you can find that you might not find on eBay, but But most of all, it's the connection with the people. I think is the most important. And once you do it, you'll want to keep doing it. That's
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Well, great answer. Good job. Pass the test.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go. So we were kind of talking that. Let's go with something that's tough on YouTube that I'm learning since I've been on it for say 9 months. This is all like I'm almost on there for a whole year, where you've almost been on there for 4 years. I know there's a difference between people coming on now and we're coming on later. As far as I feel like the people maybe coming on now is like what used to come on, because it's more anyone coming on now is like pure passion in my mind, like a vintage sense. Okay,
Right.
the ones that I would watch, because most people took a bath and are in like not in a good place, whereas anyone coming along and doing YouTube in the last couple months probably been pretty fired up and they just love baseball cards. But I'd say during COVID, you probably saw it. Tons of people popping on, like me. It just popped on randomly in COVID. It wasn't COVID that made me pop on. It was just randomly that I listened to Mike's Moynihan's Golden Age of Cardboards, 3 or 4 years ago. Whenever, I don't know, 2 years ago, I don't know what it was. But regardless, I think there's probably a different theme there. Where I'm going with this is, when you are on YouTube, what are these channels that they post a video and you're like, I gotta watch this video because of this, or I just have to watch, I just enjoy it. And it could be a friend, it could be because you have a connection with a friend, but it also, before we give our names, before we give these channels out, I'll give a fair statement for myself, and I'm sure for Ken as well. I guess people are in this matter. Any names that we mention and any names we do not mention, especially the ones we don't mention, we love you.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't,
We
right?
can't say them all. There's so many great people out there. Yeah, it's like,
Exactly.
don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings by not mentioning them. But
Yes.
But yeah, these are just the ones that inspire me, or
Yes.
that that I go to watch every time. So.
Yes. It's exactly where we're going with that. There's nothing, if someone doesn't get mentioned and we've been watching your shows, we're watching your shows, or we don't watch everyone. There's just some out there that you resonate with more than others, regardless of if you're friends with them or anything. There's just something about, and everyone has a different aspect of that. I know not everyone watches all my shows. There's no chance that you're watching all my shows. They're an hour long at the time. I just go on like I am now. Like, I don't, it's totally cool. You can watch 1 minute, turn off, or not watch it at all, and then watch a random episode. It's not the point of doing YouTube isn't to get the views and to have, it's just to for me, it's to let my soul release of this buildup of being by myself in this world for so long, and it feels so good to share this joy and to have other people like Ken reciprocate that joy, even if it's not about all these, it's not about the views, it's not about that,
Number
it's about
number of subscribers.
yeah
It's the connections, not the numbers.
and there's no doubting that that's fun to get the subscribers, and you see it go up, and you're like, what can you do to make it go up, and you think about things like the lighting, or what can I talk about, or your headline. I get all that, and it's not fun to do that. But the main reason is to share ourselves with other humans, and I've never shared myself with other people outside of my own best friends that I went to school with, and my family, and not even most of my family, just special people, right? We're sharing ourselves with the world, whoever wants to watch, and we're on the other end sucking it in and being like, oh, that card?
Yeah.
That's sick. I remember that, or I remember that. I had that. That's what's important in tonight, so don't be offended if your name's not mentioned, and we might just skip our mind in the moment. It's just, this is spur of the moment. We made small notes here. Yeah. So I'll put the pressure on you, Ken. First guy to go, give me 3 shows that you just have to watch, and you almost watch every one of them, and why. And take your time. My shows are long. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, one of the channels I watch is Lou Rock TV. I remember when he first started, his videos were so hilarious. He was nervous and everything, and he was doing it from his kitchen, making stuff. But
no way.
He's then he started. His daughter would join stuff like
Bob?
that. Yeah, Bob. Yeah, and it was just fun watching the interaction between them, and then he would open up these packs. He's super passionate about about card collecting, and I just love his passion about that, and really attracted me to his channel, and it just the stuff he collects from modern all the way back to vintage. So I mean, I collect from modern to vintage. I collect cards today all the way back to even back to pre-war cards. So
Yeah.
that was one channel that I like.
Well, Lou Rock, not to interrupt, Lou Rock is awesome. Lou Rock's a guy too that I share like a great deal of respect for. He's a kind man, and he was pumping my channel up before, like he never even met me. Like,
Right.
one day in, like, Nate, like, dude, are you kidding me? What are you doing? Like, you don't even know who I am. I could be a crazy person because you saw 2 of my videos. He's such an awesome guy, and I love watching his videos as well. I pretty much don't miss any of them unless, like, I'm not a super modern collector, so sometimes I'll pass over people. So
Yeah.
So continue on.
Sure. Another guy that who's recently been making videos, not even more than maybe a little more longer than you, maybe a year and a half or so, is Shane at Shoebox Legends.
Oh, legendary!
So
Legendary.
He and I connected right away, and we started messaging each other, and because he collects hockey, I collect hockey, and he also collects modern and vintage baseball too. So him and I are like we're in like the same thing, like, and we like did a battle with each other during the hockey playoffs last year. Like he's an Edmonton Oilers fan, and because he likes Leon Draisaitl, and I like Avalanche. So the Oilers and the Avalanche played each other, so we bet like hobby box or blaster boxes.
No way.
Yeah, so that was fun. So.
Dude, that's insane because I literally texted Doug and Shane on a little mini group text right before Ken's coming over here in 40 minutes. We're doing a video.
Yeah, I was texting Shane today too.
No way, that's insane. He didn't say that. Hold on, I'm gonna check, make sure the camera's even recording. Like I've done a show before and it wasn't. So okay, all right, we're good. No, we're done. Start over, rewind.
Start over, yeah.
Oh my gosh, how can you start over like a natural
I've done that before too.
communication?
Yeah, like crap, video fail.
This one is worse because how are you supposed to reenact what just took place, right? You're I don't know. All right, Shane, dude, so he's on my list too.
Yeah, Shane.
Shane's a legend, right? Like
he was texting me. You put this card up for sale.
Oh my gosh, you know about him. Shane, Shoebox Legends. You guys gotta go watch his videos. He's so knowledgeable.
Oh yeah.
Like he'll bring up like a clear card. I don't even know what it's called. You might know it.
Yeah.
What's it called? What's a clear card?
The acetate card.
Acetate?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I haven't collected cards my whole life. I got tons of clear cards. They're clear cards. I'm just learning this because I've been on YouTube for 9 months, right? Like, and then he'll be like, "There's etching," and I'll be like, "What the heck?" I'll text him if somebody brings something up, and I'll, "What the heck are they talking about, Shane? What is this?" He's like, "Oh, that means this," and he'll show me and go, "Ah, right on." Like refractor, I knew, but there's like so many funny things. Shane used to write a blog for like 10 years.
Right.
Who does blogs? Like, no, that's so cool that he just thought, like, I'm gonna do a card blog. There's people listening and reading card blogs. I think he's just an awesome dude and so knowledgeable. He's actually on my list, so I can skip him when he comes to my answer. I love Shane, and I don't like ultra modern cards that much, but I watch 95% of his videos, and pretty much I don't think I've missed one in a long time.
Right.
Just because now that we're friends, I want to watch him because, it's just I learn a little bit from him, and he likes soccer cards. So I'm with you on that one. All right, Shane, you got enough love for that. Moving on.
Moving on to the next one. Oh yeah, see another one on my list is Scott Reindeer Studios. I already mentioned him, but he's an awesome channel.
Yeah.
Scott.
What do you like about Scott?
Scott, his art is just amazing. You go to his channel and you see him create these things, like whether it's digitally or painting by hand. And it took me. I got on his list, to have him make a card.
Me too.
A drawing for me. He drew Jackie Robinson for me.
Oh yeah, you already got one.
Yeah.
Well, you won one too, right?
I also won one too. Yeah, so that was
You got double.
I got double
Scott,
Jackie
come
Robinson.
on, man, I'm in the line here.
Yeah, that we did last summer when they did the Mike Moynihan and did the
Oh yeah, they did the Palooza.
Yeah.
I missed it. I had
Palooza.
friends visiting. I didn't get to watch it. And
Yeah,
I
so
had to
one,
watch it later.
one of the live
So
ones,
fun.
I put in a donation for whatever that
Saw
thing,
that.
and I ended up winning that.
I saw that. I saw
Jackie
you win
Robinson. That was so.
Oh my god.
But yeah, he's always.
What are the
very
odds you
generous.
won Jackie Robinson too?
I know. It's
And
crazy,
you had
right?
him do a Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's just like that's like next level.
Before I won, he actually like texted me a picture of it before like.
Oh my gosh!
'cause I
You're
asked
like,
him,
oh, I
just
want it
check
so
it
bad.
And then I ended up winning it.
Did you put like $1,000 donation so you get a bunch of?
No, I did not do that. No, I just put in a regular
That's
donation. So
really cool.
that was fun. So Scott and I, because we hung out at the National, like I said, a couple years ago, and
Yeah.
he's just a great guy and awesome member of the community and shares with everybody. I mean, obviously you got the Mossy card.
Unbelievable how much time he spent
Yeah.
writing those letters out to
Everybody,
everyone in
yeah.
the community. I text them the other day and I go, hey, can I get some of those addresses? And and then I was like, oh wait, that's a weird thing to think. So I go, well, I'll text you, I'll send you an email of the guys that I want to get some addresses to because I was gonna do the. And then I was like rethinking. I'm like, man, maybe that put him in a weird spot. And I called him, and I was like, oh, maybe that's weird too. And then I'm just like in my mind, I'm going, Scott. The reason you haven't got the emails because now I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. It's too much work. I sent out 2 gifts this year for Christmas, right?
Right.
I sent one to Doug and Adam, Vintage Sanctuary, and I'm like, I really want to do cards for everyone, but like Mangini,
It's a
it's
lot of
like
work.
it's so much work.
Oh, it is.
So for Scott to do that is next level, and
Yeah.
Jim, Picker Jim, like he's
Oh, yeah.
sending them out to everybody. Scott's like mind-blowingly kind human being
Totally.
and amazingly talented. I have his cards displayed. I have 4 of his cards up.
Yeah, you get the,
4.
Plus, you have this little picture. Of it.
Yeah, the only
Yeah.
one that I cut was the Bo Bichette, only because
Yeah, see that card in the
he's
corner?
not
I
my
have the
favorite
actual,
player.
I have the actual.
yeah,
painting
you
of
have
it.
that
I have the real
painting.
one.
That's insane. You guys see that in that corner over there? There's a card I have on my wall that Ken has the original drawing of that Scott did. Now that is mind blowing.
Right?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Wow, that's the coolest thing I think ever.
That's sick.
I should have you sign the back of that one before you leave, just like you own the
Oh,
property
yeah.
of the original.
It sits in
Wow.
my basement where I work.
That's
I can
sick.
see it up on the left.
No
like, I can see
way.
it. Like, it's awesome.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so Scott, Scott, man, well deserved. What a kind human.
Yeah.
What an awesome man.
What are some of the channels that that inspired you, or just you like?
Well, thank you, Ken, for asking. Thank you, I appreciate that. My turn. Here we go. No, so cool. So, you hit on a few already. You hit on the 2 that were on my list, and I'm gonna do a list of entertainment, value, and really nice humans at the same time. I absolutely love Pepino Man. I love Caesar. Me and him have a connection that he probably doesn't even realize, but I grew up in a neighborhood that had a bunch of gang members, a bunch of Hispanic gang members, and we always played home run derby together. All the time. And then they started, going down when we were kids, and then they started going down the gang member path.
Oh, man.
And these are my friends. So I grew up with like he kind of grew up in a harder neighborhood, I guess. I don't think I grew up in a hard neighborhood. I grew up across the street from the Westminster Mall, but it wasn't like a hard neighborhood. But my house was broken into 2 times, and one
Okay.
through my window as a kid. So definitely wasn't this, it wasn't like we were middle class. My dad's a welder and worked on the oil rigs forever. But Pepino Man, the way he expresses himself on camera, and he comes home, I picture Pepino Man doing this, just like me. Come home from a hard day's work, cracking open, having a drink, doing his thing, and looking at his baseball cards and sharing his passion with everyone. When I first watched one of his videos, I watched it like over here, and I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy!" And I was looking around for my wife because she was like, he was wearing like all these different. He was doing donkey things and like all these different masks, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is super weird," but I'm really liking this. Whereas my wife, like, she pops in, I'll pause it, and I'll be like, "Ah." Now she knows who Caesar is. She knows who Pepino Man is. She loves the guy. I play him in the living room. When I watch, the main guys I watch in the living room are the guys I'm mentioning, meaning I watch them while I'm eating breakfast or having lunch or having dinner. And my wife is watching these shows as well.
Nice.
So she's watching she knows everyone. She knows who you are.
Oh, yeah,
she knows everyone. She knows you
me?
built your display in your room, sick display. She knows all. She's like, oh, is that James? Is that James? Is that Scott? Let me watch Scott's. Hold on.
Yeah,
So-
this is amazing.
Yeah, so Pepino Man, his passion for card collecting and like all the things that he grew up doing, putting his cards in spokes and so many things. Him and John Mangini are very similar in my mind. Although they're different, they do different things. They both have this like deep love and like excitement, and for me, I want to tune in. And they get so fired up over baseball cards, and they love baseball cards. I'm a baseball card guy.
Right.
And they just are so into it. And so but Pino Man, to me, he's awesome. He's himself, and he lets him be himself, and he does what he likes to do. So Caesar, keep doing it, man. I'm just so stoked on it. I love everything about your channel. I pretty much watch every single one of them, just like pure enjoyment, and I think you're just an awesome person, and I can't wait to meet.
Yeah, I hope you're gonna be at the National
person.
Caesar. Yeah, it'd be awesome to see you again. So bring your Pelican case,
And I heard some underwear too. We can all sign.
I signed it.
I wish you signed it.
I did.
Oh man, I heard all about it. I wish I signed it. Oh man.
Yeah, that's funny.
I'll be able to meet him probably because I don't think he's going to the National, but he might. I think he said he might not go, but California.
I'm connected with him in LA.
Yeah, we grew up going to the same card show, Frank and Son. So
Okay.
when I go visit my friends in California, I'll make sure to call him up and go up there.
That'd be cool.
So Pepino Man. Next, I mentioned John Mangini. He's another guy I watch every single one of his shows.
Likewise.
And it's not the cards that he shows, because even when I first started watching John's show, it's like I don't collect the stuff that he collects. Now I'm dabbling, but he collects cards that aren't of the normal, harder to find food and beverage type cards. And that has never been me, and I think it's never been me, and he even said it in the beginning when I wrote him a message, I'm just not into like black and white cards, I'm not into food and beverage cards, because I don't know them.
Right.
I've never seen them, and if I saw them when I was a kid or going to card shows, no one told me about them. I didn't know anything about them, just what I read in like the Vintage Monthly magazine, things like that, but such small tidbits. So I don't go on his show to learn about the cards, but I am learning about the cards now, and I appreciate that he knows about all these players.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I just love his joy that he brings to this community and the cards that he shows, and he'll show like he's 10 years older than me, I believe, maybe a little bit older. So we grew up in a different time, but I feel really connected to him because he'll show like board games or random displays and random sets that I saw, and I had cereal sets that I don't collect. I don't like cereal sets. So everyone, like a lot of guys like them. I actually don't like them because I had them and I had them all the time. I don't know why that's weird, but my friend had things displayed on his wall, but he'll show crazy stuff like that, and I'll be, oh my gosh, my friend had that on his wall, because my friend sent everything in to, my friend Dave sent everything in to get back via email. So if there's a program, you buy, the the lollipop thing where you send in the 10 and you get extra lollipops, or like all the card things. He did all that. So I saw this weird Kellogg stuff growing up, and Dean's like sausage or Dean's breakfast, whatever those things. I seen all this stuff. But I love his attitude, and I like that he's kind of the Superman of this hobby, meaning he's trying to protect it in a way that I can appreciate, not just a hater, not just a guy that's on there just spewing garbage out of his mouth on his show all the time about just stuff that I'm not into negativity at all.
Yeah.
But John brings it up in a way that he's like, this is how I feel, and I can respect his feelings because I have a lot of the same feelings. That I'm not going to be the Superman of the hobby and express that. But a lot of guys, that's all they do, and they're just trying to, whatever they're trying to do. I just don't like it. But John, thank you for being you, and thank you for, that's it, man.
Yeah, thank you to all in the community. It's just amazing to your collection that you have, but at the same time, you look out for the hobbyists, and
absolutely,
versus like the flippers.
Yeah, totally, absolutely love it. So I got two. So I got one more. well, so podcasts are going to be a separate one. Do you listen to podcasts?
I do, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be our
when I
next
walk to
one.
work. Yeah, when I walk.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So my next one for video wise is gonna be John Wade Boggs fan. I just have like he's another guy. I wore this.
Okay.
John, I wore this for you because I have this like I love you. You're just awesome. I love him. He's just awesome. I like how he talks about cards. He'll sit there and talk
so
about
calm.
why he buys. He's so calm.
It's like Mr. Rogers of
cards. Yeah, he's like Mr. Rogers of cards. You nailed it. That's exactly it.
Right?
It's beautiful. It's like I want to see
Hope
what
he takes it as a
card.
compliment.
Totally. And I watch his. So these guys are the guys I watch. So these guys you listen and he's just like the way he talks about cards is just, and I've gotten so much influence. I mean, no one even knows that I mean, people know, but I'm selling like every card I own and rebuying them into like what I want because most of it has to do with John and the way he talks about cards and describes cards and the way he takes his time and picks these certain ones out that I don't ever buy a card unless it's, you know, I want to, it looks really good on eBay, and then when you get in, it's not as good on eBay, which happens all the time, or vice versa.
Right.
It's not that good on eBay, and you're like, maybe it is, and sometimes it's better. I'll just sell it. Now, John makes it like, I want to go through my collection one day and have it look like every card is just wow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what John does. Yeah. And his room with Wade Boggs,
It's
and when
insane.
it's insane. The one video he just did, like, my wife knows all about John because it's just so fun. We just like watch it, and then when he does one, when he meets Wade Boggs, like I was so mad that that video got deleted. I was just so bummed. I was like, dang it. And
I think I missed that one because I got deleted.
Oh, it's so good, and I really I don't know what it is about it. I don't know what it is, but I really appreciate his attitude and him as a person, and he's another superstar that I want to meet in the flesh. I'm going to have him sign this shirt, sign that thing right there, even though it's Wade Boggs. I'm going to have you sign it, and just I really appreciate it. So thank you, another John, and appreciate everything you do, and looks like Ken appreciates it too. So super stoked.
Yeah.
We can't argue with the choices we
chose.
chose.
Yeah, great. And plus, he also started collecting the same time I did in 1978. So
Oh,
that's his favorite.
Oh wow!
That's one of my favorite sets. So
wow.
John and I, he's collecting. I'm going back to the 70s and going to collect a lot of the Dodgers cards from the 70s. And I might pick up a few other Hall of Famers. But John, you definitely inspire me with your PSA collection. You guys have got with those 70s cards. So that's pretty awesome.
Dude, so stoked. Okay, so with that, we're going to move on to the podcast list. These are guys that we don't have to watch the videos, that we can actually listen to. Maybe I should have a podcast because I talk so much, and you guys, I mean, if you have the YouTube, so if you guys don't know, if you pay the fee to have not commercials on your YouTube channel, I was watching like cancer commercials every 10 seconds on my YouTube. It felt like there's a cancer patient on my show every 10 seconds.
I know this guy more than I know my brother.
Yeah, it was so crazy. So I finally paid for the $10 a month or whatever the heck it is.
No commercials, no ads.
No commercial, no ads. But the best benefit of it is that you can close your phone and put it in your pocket and listen to YouTube like a podcast.
Oh, okay.
So when I work, I can listen to YouTube now, because before it'd burn a hole in your pocket, it'd catch on fire, and it would close. You have to have the actual video playing.
Playing, right? Yeah.
So,
I do that sometimes. I'm driving home and I have it on my
right,
and I'm listening to like Mike and Ty on the fly or whatever.
Yes.
And I'm
yes.
like, okay, they're usually not showing cards. So I'm just listening to it.
Yeah.
But I gotta leave my phone on. I can't watch it while I'm driving. Like some people do, idiots.
Oh, so dumb.
No texting and driving, or watching videos while you're driving.
Yeah. No, don't. We never do that. So at least maybe so anyone out there, if that's the benefit of the YouTube, is you can turn them into podcasts. So with that said, I asked Ken to pick. Well, actually, I didn't even mention this. This is a surprise attack.
I can just tell you who I like.
Three or however many podcasts, whoever you want to mention. Podcasts are just, for me, I still listen to more podcasts than I do YouTube. And now that I'm turning YouTube into podcasts, I'm able to watch or listen to more YouTube. Podcast to me is everything, because I can work and get things done around the house and listen. So I have a list of guys that I listen to religiously. I will not miss one. So why don't you go ahead and take it? Maybe I'll get a couple from you.
Yeah. So the podcast that comes to mind right now is I listen to is the Golden Age of Cardboard.
Check.
So, yeah,
Check.
That one I listen to. I don't. A lot of times they'll show stuff on online because they do it on YouTube and then they turn it into a podcast.
Yep.
I don't always have time to watch everything, so when I'm walking home from work, I usually listen to them when I'm.
You walk home from work.
Well, I walk from my office, which is about a little more than a mile, to the bus station.
Okay. Oh,
So
that's nice.
and then hit the bus, so I can listen on the bus too.
Half hour,
Oh, yeah.
both ways, tops. 15.
From my house to work is more than an hour, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's like 40 miles, but then I walk 15 minutes, and then I'd ride on the bus for another 30 minutes, and then drive home another 20 minutes.
Wow. So you got 2 hours basically of the day listening to podcasts or
watching videos.
YouTube.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So I listen to the Golden Age Cardboard because I just all the different topics that Mike talked to me. In fact, I think you were on that show.
I was on it. I was on it. That was that was really special for me because that was where it started for me.
Another one
Mike's
that
awesome.
I listen to is it's a non-sports card one, but I listen to Busted Olney's Baseball Tonight.
Okay.
So
so like baseball.
Yeah, it's
stuff.
baseball related.
Okay.
Yeah. It just goes through what happened in baseball over there. So I listen to that a lot. Yep.
That's a great one for me to listen to because I am not a huge sports fan, and baseball for me, I literally the only way I keep up on it, I just look at stats. I've looked at stats my whole life. Who's leading the stats? Anyone out? I don't even hear about them. You know, and so for me, that's gonna be good. Baseball Tonight.
Yeah, Baseball Tonight.
Okay,
yeah.
that's really good.
It's produced by ESPN.
How long is it?
About between 30 minutes and an hour. Depending.
Every night.
No, it's usually 45 minutes an hour. Yeah,
Okay.
almost not every. It's during baseball season. It's like Monday through Friday, and then on the weekend on Monday they kind of do a recap of.
Okay, good.
I think they might change it up.
Put that on my list. It'd be good to know.
Yeah, you don't have to. I get tired of listening to them sometimes, so I don't always catch all of them. But but because sometimes, but
like they need our views. Right?
Exactly. Tell them like I'm trying to think of the other name that the name escaped me right now. I told you the other day what it was, but I can't remember what it is right now. The name of the podcast.
The next podcast.
Yeah, the next podcast let's do.
Was it Dr. Beckett?
Oh, I do that.
You told me you listen.
Yeah,
to
Dr. Beckett.
That one's obvious. Like if you're a collector, you have to listen to Dr.
Yeah,
Beckett.
I can listen to I put it on
Listen to
1.5 speed, and
Yeah.
I can listen to him at least almost at least 2 episodes on my way to work.
No way, you do the 1.5 speed. I can't do that.
Some people
I hit
can't
it by
do
mistake sometimes. I'm like, I can't do it. It needs to go slow.
But sometimes like get back on the regular speed somehow because it switches or something, and they're like, oh man, I'm used to hearing his voice like this much faster.
It's like something I've always thought I should try with my books, but I just need the regular speed. My brain isn't that fast.
Oh yeah, let me look up the
look up
real quick.
What about do you listen to Sports Card Nation?
I don't listen to Sports Card Nation.
All right.
I've heard John Newman a couple times, like on. He's John Newman, right?
John Newman.
Yeah, I've heard him on from other.
Yeah.
I think I listened to his podcast one time.
Okay.
But I have, so I don't know. I couldn't tell you about that. Or where's I switched from Apple Podcast to Spotify, so.
Oh, that's the worst. Yeah, I won't switch. When someone goes over there, I go, well, never gonna listen to you again.
Oh yeah, the one I listen to is Waxpack Heroes.
Oh yeah, Waxpack Heroes. Okay, they're not on there anymore. I don't think he does any new ones unless it's Spotify.
Oh, he did one on it's on Spotify. Yeah.
So he switches to Spotify.
Oh, he's on.
Because he was on. That's why. See, to me, he was dead. I
was
just
dead.
stopped listening to him.
He was dead to me.
Because I
Max
have
Summer.
Spotify, but I don't listen to my podcast on Spotify. I just listen to music on Spotify.
Oh.
I know it's dumb, right?
Do you have
But-
an Apple Podcast?
yeah, Apple Podcasts. I listened to all of his, and then I was like, "Whoa, he disappeared. What happened to him?"
Yeah. So.
That's my fault.
Listen to Mike Summer. Yeah, he's on
Okay.
Spotify now.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
All right, those are good 3. I like that. All right, so my turn now. My Adam from Splendid Sports. I was on his show, and me and him, we become great friends, and I was obsessed with his podcast the second I found out, and I binged listened to all of them within like 5 days. He used to do interviews with all the big guys of the industry, and just love his. I love his demeanor on his show, and I love listening to him talk about sports cards. And we are actually putting one. We're going to be doing a show together, like Mike and Ty. On the fly, we're going to be doing.
This is when it's been sports cards.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to be doing an Adam and Dylan turn back the clock, cat out of the bag. We're going to be doing one every other week. So we're going to be doing a combo show every other week.
So it'll be a podcast?
It'll be a podcast and a YouTube show. So it's just for us to like vent things, because we both like talking about other things that you know, like PSA 9s versus 10s. Like, he loves 10s. I think they're a joke. So we'll have a conversation about that, right? It'll just be great fun. So we're going to do a different conversation every week, and sometimes we'll wing it, but yeah, we're going to be doing that. So Adam's Splendid Sports, I recommended that. Golden Age of Cardboards, that I grew up on that, like, boom. John Newman, The Hobby is the People. He has the best intro. It's super sick. He's another guy I really want to meet at the National. I want to shake his hand. I want to get his autograph. I want to take a picture with him. I want to give him a big hug. Nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
I love how he talks. He's very thoughtful with his words. He's very positive. He's no negativity at all. And he's just a genuine, really, really good person. So I won't miss a single episode of his, and he has all the pros on his site, on his podcast. The collector's guy. I don't know all these names, but he's got every CEO of all the big companies.
Wow.
He's got everybody on his show all the time.
That's cool.
So he's another one, and then I'll blast through a couple real fast. Rob Gerard. He's sports card therapist. I just started listening to him because Adam introduced me to him, and I've binge listened probably about 6 of his episodes. Absolutely love it. Love how he talks, and it's all vintage basically. Really love that show. He's doing a great job with it. John Keaton, that 70s show. I listen to every single one of John's shows. Absolutely love his shows. He's like he's a funny guy because he's like
him and his brothers talk.
The brothers talk. That was really fun. It's all about the 70s, but then he just like gets so down on himself. He'll make fun of himself during his episodes, and you're like, dude, John, you're killing it. What are you talking about? I love John. I love what he does. I love him for the hobby. Great guy.
I'm adding all these to my podcast list here.
What's that? You're adding them.
I'm adding.
See, I wish I could add them. My phone's up there.
Yeah, your phone's up there.
That's good. And yeah, those are the guys I had on the list. I listened to more, but those are the main guys. Rookie Card Specialist, just love that podcast as well. Yeah, so yeah, that's just awesome. So man, let me look and see what time we got. So we're probably an hour into this, I'd say.
Yeah, close.
Yeah, we're about an hour. Well, Ken, any other thoughts? Any other things you want to talk about this community that we've taken a hold of and just brought into our lives?
I would just say, like, if you feel like you have any connection with any of these other people who collect cards, I mean, even if you don't make videos, you can comment on people's videos and you can get involved in part of the community. I mean, I am involved with a bunch of people that I met through YouTube that we play fantasy sports together.
Oh yeah, that's good.
And we have a chat room that we chat with, and so there's like 10 of us that we just get on WhatsApp and we just chat with each other.
Yeah.
Just BS about all kinds of stuff that's going on between mostly it's about baseball. They're all baseball fans, and some of them like other sports too. But yeah, it's just fun. It's like it's a way to connect with people. It's not just about the cards anymore. It's like, it makes card collecting so much more fun than like, oh, I have a cards that just sit in the box or on the shelf over there. Like, I look at them and everything, but having the connection with other people making new friends. Like, I feel like I met you, that I'm going to be like a lifelong friend with you.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
That's how I feel about these people that I've met. So
yeah. Well, okay, so I feel like we probably should mention. Let's just shout out like 6 more channels each.
Sure.
Because I have more on my list, and I'm like, man, I didn't mention them. somebody who I just started listening to recently, which everyone probably knows, and I'm not gonna get the name right, but I'll tag it in there. I come with an egg. He has like an accent.
I've met him.
Dude.
He's from Colorado.
Oh my gosh, awesome channel.
It cometh an egg.
Yeah, it cometh an egg. And when I listened, I think I listened to it like a year ago when I first started. I was like, man, that's weird. I'm not gonna listen. And I was all scared. Like I was like, turned it off right away. It was like Pepino Man is like one of those things, secret things. But I turned it off, and then I found him again, and then I started listening to him probably a month ago because he was commenting on mine, and I was like, man, I gotta listen to that again. Now I want him to do an entire episode in that voice because it tickles my ears. It's like this, such a cool sensation. I don't just, but he's the most enthusiastic person when it comes to looking at cards. He makes it so fun, maybe funner than anyone that I've watched so far. I'll watch every one of his episodes, and I should have put that. He's right here. It cometh an egg. It cometh an egg.
Yeah.
And
I met him in Colorado Springs at a card show one time, and I used to buy cards from him. Like he would do a live show, where he would sell cards online.
Okay,
and I would buy cards from him. He's hilarious. He's like it was pure entertainment. He has all of his wrestling and cards he has.
Yes.
Oh yeah, him and some other guys I got connected with. Another guy, Dan Hardar Cards, who doesn't, I don't know if he makes videos anymore, but yeah. Yeah, so he moved to Florida, a couple years ago. But
wow, that's really cool. Yeah,
he was the first YouTuber I've actually met, though.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm glad I just brought him up then too. That's so funny. Wow.
But
that's awesome.
He used to be from Colorado, so.
Wow, that's really cool. And then I'll throw out. We talked about Picker Jim. Probably. All right, let's just do this. Nicest. I mean, he's that. Picker Jim and Scott, I feel like they win the award for the nicest human beings in this community. Terry, TJ Mack, he leaves like ultra long
the best comments.
Best comments, so thoughtful, so deep, and his channel is amazing. What an awesome collection that guy has.
He does.
If we could all just see it in the flesh with his displays. I love what he does. He inspires me to do rows on mine. God, I'm going to miss a whole bunch of guys. Adam, Vintage Sanctuary, we're very close friends now. We talk all the time. James Elite Hunter, we talk for like an hour at a time sometimes, and his videos are ridiculously good.
Yeah.
And I love Adam's personality.
MVP,
the MVP series, they're just, they're so sick, yeah.
I
was telling them, those are insane. They're so good. Put them on, it's like a TV show.
Together, yeah.
Yes, that's what he said. He's like, God, they're so hard. Yeah, I can imagine. I'm not even going to edit this. Like, I'm going to push play, and then I'm going to push stop, and I'm going to upload it. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead. Give some more love out, because that's what we're here for.
Some of these other things, channels that I like, Matt Mateo from Fox Crew Cards. I don't know if you know those guys down in Florida.
Maybe not.
Those guys are great guys, and they have their father-son duo, so it's fun to
see them
connect together on cards.
Yeah.
Another guy watches Swingaway Sports Cards. Clint, he's part of our
group. I've heard of Swingaway Sports Cards.
Vintage Card Steve, he's another buddy of mine. If I ever meet him in person, we'll totally do a bro hug.
That's it. Oh, that's awesome. yeah, I know him.
I've been trying to get together with him because he lives in Nebraska and I live in Colorado, and sometimes I work in like Omaha area.
Oh, it's close enough.
Yeah, like where I can go. And I've tried a couple of times, like, we couldn't work out, but another guy. He hasn't made videos in a while. But his name is Oakland A's 915. His name is Eric. He lives down El Paso, Texas. But I've been trying to connect with him in spring training a couple times, but it still hasn't worked out yet. Like the weeks when we're going in spring training. Yeah. All these guys are great. They're awesome channels. I go down the list of hundreds of players. George, right? Diamond Yard Sports Cards. Yeah, George is awesome. He's a great guy. George has always helped me out with my Jackie collection. Thanks, George. Appreciate that. Eric Classic Cards. I don't know if you know him. He's a guy from Sacramento area as well, but he loves the Angels.
Have you met Don's Field of Dreams yet?
Yeah, I met Don.
Is he as big as they say? Everyone
tall.
says he's super tall.
He's tall, yeah. Mike Monahan's tall too.
I really want to meet. Oh, Mike's tall too.
He's tall too.
That's so funny because I don't picture him. I guess I've heard him say he's tall, but
yeah, they're both tall guys.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, man, that was like really fun, and I think that was an appropriate episode considering this is something that anyone out has hesitations to do YouTube, this is what comes of it. Like, he flew all the way from Colorado to hang out with his wife on vacation, and then I happen to live here. And you know what? You could pretty much do that in every state. Anywhere I fly from here on out, I'm going to find out what YouTuber lives in that state. And I'm going to make sure I hit them up and invite myself over to their house. Ken did not do that. I invited him over. But that's what I'm going to be doing. I will invite myself over and hang out in your house. So it's been fun, Ken.
Yeah.
And it's been, I think that was a really good episode to discuss those things. Any final words or thoughts that you want to bring up? Anything else?
I don't know. Are we gonna show any cards?
Yeah, I know. We should show a card. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it doesn't matter. Yeah, Ken got me this card. I have to go walk way up there though. I'm not gonna walk up there. Ken brought me a card, which is super sick. Sandy Koufax. I'm gonna show this off in another episode.
Yeah, sweet.
And then he brought me a 78 checklist. And I didn't know 78 was the first set that you started collecting. He brought one that I collect. I collect ones checklists that are checked. So that was super cool. So both of these are going to my collection. Yeah, we don't have to show any cards in this one episode. No. Sorry, Pepino man, no cards, man. You're not just look on the wall. Look over there.
There's cards over there.
There's cards over there.
There's always cards.
He's gonna listen to it anyways on the way home from work. So he's got time.
You can just listen to
it.
Yeah,
you can listen to it.
Listen to it like a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So
Awesome.
Okay, that was sick. Thank you guys.
Shaka.
Double Shaka. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Enjoy the hobby and collect what you like. Don't listen to people like me and people like Ken. Just do what you like to do and collect how you like to collect.
For sure. And do it.
Double Shakas. You.